Hello guys, welcome back to Mini Golf. Today I'm going to be working on holes 4 through 6. If you weren't here last time, that's okay. I didn't really do anything then that is important for understanding this episode. Just know that this is Mini Golf and it works by hitting armor stands across onto different spots. This was the last hole we worked on, hole 3, and I'm just walking through it right now because the end of hole 3 is where hole 4 is going to be starting. And right around here we go. So right here is where I want to start the next hole. My idea here is to have some type of elevator shaft that goes down into the deeper caves area, because the theme of the next 3 holes are all going to be caves and mining and like deep and dark in here. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work out or how the gameplay is really going to look for this next hole. I think I'm just going to dive right in and try to figure it out, and I'll come back when I have got something to work with. Of course, I'm going to have to do some adjustment to the end of this hole to make the next one, but I'll just include that all in this next section, and let's get started. Alright, so I did some work here, and I think I've kind of fleshed out this entire hole. The idea here is that there's this elevator that is meant for cargo, like the armor stand that you're going to have to send down into this hole. Now there's a bunch of obstacles on the way down that are going to prevent you from making it down in one shot. Some note here is that some decoration I've done is I put this little area here for like storing gold and like a wagon. Kind of does seem like, you know, people are taking stuff up in the elevator and like bringing it here and bringing it up later. As well as you might notice this people elevator. I'll get into that in a second. So first move, you know, you might go in with something not too strong, just into the elevator. As you can see, down we fall through the layers. We have a more section down there. You see we have some moving parts. I might just hit it over here. Oh, we did pretty good past that spot and these moving obstacles. Down here we have to make it into these 4 corners. So that works. And this is the bottom of the elevator. This is like the actual carriage spot. That's why it's like closed up at the top. And then now we're down to this big area. So the idea here is that this elevator has a door that slides across, and that's over here. That elevator you saw earlier has made its way down here, and it does in fact work. Especially useful when you miss the next shot. Over here we have some area where people are making tools and stuff like that, and of course more storage. Storage is pretty much going to be everywhere. It is a mine, to be fair. And in the next section we have where they're actually mining some gold. We have some of that visible. One thing I noticed I'm missing are mine carts. I'll definitely bring those back. I'm not done with all my sections, like I always say. So from here, we just want to get this out of here, so you might hit with something, you know, it doesn't really matter what you hit, you're hitting against the wall. And then here comes the next interesting section. We have, right there, is something special. You can tell by the bamboo. I'm introducing a new mechanic. This is going to be a bounce pad, jump boost pad, pretty much. And our goal is to make it here. This is the end for this hole. It's kind of short, but there's a reason for that. And that's because this bounce pad is hard to aim, I feel like. If you do anything in the lighter range, this pad just gives it upwards velocity. It keeps the same horizontal. So we're definitely going to want to go for a harder hit. And that's really funny. It was literally just working. There we go. See? So the goal is to make it over into the hole, just like that hit. Bounce pad seems a little finicky. I'll have to work on that. And what are the chances that I made it in on that shot with the netherite? So that's actually really funny. And I clearly didn't hit that, because if I hit the top bar, I would have fell straight down. So that was a really good shot, which is kind of intended. The idea of this section is it's not meant to be too difficult to use the bounce pad, even though it seems really far. It should be almost like guaranteed in, and that's just so we introduce that concept and make sure that people don't have to run up the elevator so many times. Although with how I need to still iron out the mechanic, because it still seems kind of finicky. Anyways, let's get started on hole 5. So here I have finished hole 5, and let me show you what I've built. So the first shot is down to that platform, and we're passing by here this big smelter structure here. I'm planning to build something more in depth inside. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. I was thinking later I could return to it inside a course, but I don't know what I'm planning on doing. As you can see, we also have minecarts rolling through. I went back and add a minecart over there, as you can see. Another thing I put here, there was actually a skeleton spawner right here, so I just threw a little keep out and like a little window. So from up here, you can take a shot on down. Iron's not strong enough. That was good. Added, of course, lots of stairs between the different holes. From here, you have two options. You can either aim for that lower platform through these vines or take the easy route of going to the side. I'm going to show you both. If you go over here, you can use the stone to land right there. Or if you want to be cool, you can try with like the iron. There, and with the stone from around here, you can also make it to that platform. As I hop down here, I have a little fun little message here about, you know, gas masks, because the idea, the theming as we're heading down to Lush Case is that it's not the most breathable air. You can see green particles in the air, and I like to, instead of, you know, the normal turn of just being a nice cave, like to do the twist of like, it's a toxic environment. So from here, you can obviously just kind of hit it as hard as you want from over here and make it over there, although not with netherite. Maybe a level 4. Yeah, just like that. And then from here, you're good to go back up these stairs and walk across. Now, from here, I've landed in two different spots. Of course, if I went up there, I'd be near this area. The next platform is right there. I could try like an iron from here, although that was a little too strong, so probably another stone. Sure, we'll count that. No. I'm going to be working on the armor stands to make it so that they don't disappear immediately upon hitting the ground and actually come back to where they were. So we'll see when that comes out. So from this area, it'd be a little bit stronger of a hit. This is gonna be weird because I have 2 of them. Didn't mean for this spot to be so difficult. That was good. So it looked like iron from this distance. You'll be good, yeah, from like that spot. And then from here, once again, it's another split path. You can either try to hit this bounce pad and land up here for a cooler shot, or go down there and take the easy route. Some things I walked past, we have another mine cart over on this end. I added a do not enter like abandoned mine there. The cart goes down. And then up here I added a little break room. This is obviously very low detail, but that's because I don't expect many people going over here. So back over to this spot, I find that like netherite or diamond on the pad, like this is a really good spot right here to kind of do that, and I just did that first try. That looked great. So anyway, yeah, that should be a bit easier. Yeah, this is pretty much just right on the hole, although I guess I'll have to be careful because of the spawn man. I might need to go back a little bit more. Sometimes you can actually get a hole in one from that spot if you're good with it. And then around here, you're good to head on down to these guys, and this is pretty much a straight shot. Unless they're stuck in each other, of course. Okay, well, as long as you don't use netherite, and you'll be really good and set up to almost get it every shot. And then once we're up here, it ends. So for hole 6, not sure exactly where to go. We have some options. I could either go this way. Another option is to put the other hole down here and go further down here. And that is probably what I'm going to do. Especially because this big area lets me do something kind of interesting where I think I'm going to do like a pick a path. So the idea would be you have like these different section spots, and based on which sword you use, you'll land in one of them and maybe do something a little different, and we'll get a little deeper into this cave. I think that would be a really interesting thing to explore. So let's work on that and let's see how far I get. So here we have hole 6. I took a completely different approach this time and decided to make a bunch of splitting paths. So for the first shot here, using any of the swords, each one will put you in a different spot as long as you aim this way, and if you aim any other direction, you're not gonna make it, of course. So I'm actually gonna hit all 5 here to show it off the best. Real quick, just through all the different ones. And I'll have to show you each of these paths individually. As you can see up here, the decoration is, you know, I got some of the vines in here for lighting, and there's like that minecart rail going by and some light. This area is not the best, but I'll show you where I actually put all the effort in a second. So down this pathway here, I like to of course make the pathways accessible for all the different paths, and this is the main area where I've actually been decorating, but I'll get into all the details soon. Let's start here with the first one. This is the iron sword path, I believe, and it is the top one. We have like a split down here. The goal is to get over to that side because there's the hole right there, and this is a bit of a tough hole because there's a lot of different paths and a lot of different strategies, and I don't think they've all been tested by me personally, so I don't even know the best route or anywhere close to it. So this first little section over here, I'm just gonna try to maybe go through this area. Okay, that was kind of a good lineup shot. Right here I have a little spot. It's kind of like a smelting storage type area here, just to kind of fill space. Of course, that's the idea, you know, trying to keep on with the theme, the mining theme. I'll tell you right now, it was kind of difficult to keep going with this theme. I'm thinking for the next 3 holes, switching it up a bit more from this like industrial mine type area. Of course, we have gold deposits everywhere, just lined up, because that's what they're doing here, they're mining gold. So from up here, I think your best option is to kind of just go either straight for this, or like try to land down there is another idea, although that's kind of the loser strategy. You pretty much have to go for the gusto and try to get across in one hit, which might be a little tough. Maybe between the chains from this angle. Nah, I hit the wall there. So this one, yeah, like I said, it might be a little bit more tough now that I added that. I don't know if you can get stuck up there, but try to kind of get through the chains here is your big strategy. As you can see, it is doable. Kind of a tricky shot, but if you can get the right lineup with this kind of in your way, this is kind of a higher risk. Now, if you went on this side, it's definitely a lot easier. Like, just kind of, well, I mean, there's just stuff in your way. But, of course, the difficulty of this top section is compensated with how more streamlined and easy it is to get to that point. So, let's take a route. You can either go left here to the other 2, or right to these. They're just, I think, just to this one. So, I'm going to head to this one next. This is with the wooden sword path, and it's kind of shorter. It kind of lets you choose more of the other paths to go to. Or, of course, you can just go down straight there. The main idea of this section is that there's a lot of branches, you know, they all have their own thing to them that kind of makes it hard to figure out, like, what is the best route, right? There's a lot of different ways that you could go through. Figuring that out is interesting. Like, I easily could maybe try shooting it from here, but I'm not going to do that. I'll probably scoot this along and then try to make my way down. There we go. Down to there, and I'll keep playing from that, but let's head on over to the other side while we're at it. That's over here through this ladder, and let's start with here with the diamond sword. This one's also a little bit more vague. It lets you kind of go in different places. You try shooting straight across. I mean, honestly, I want to try that to see if that's doable. It looks honestly possible. Like, looks like I'm really close to that bounce pad. There it is. Of course, I will be doing more adjustments over there to make sure like most bounces are doable and it isn't entirely annoying to figure out. Like, I don't know. That looks like it should go on, but it's not, so I'll take a look at that. But of course, you can also head onto this track. And then down here is the netherite option. Of course, this one's a little bit longer. You can go down over to here. Brings me onto this building. This is another mining access. You know, the idea is that like there's multiple different ways to get down here, different elevators, and that this is one of them. But you can't actually go through there because why would I let you go there? You know, this is not part of the path, so it is blocked off because it's implied that it goes to the surface and whatever. So from here, this angle's kind of obvious. I mean, you could try maybe like through there, but that rock's really a big issue. Or you can hop down. One spot I was passing over here is this nice little green area. I thought, you know, we just had the big green area in the previous section. Why not bring that through? And even have like a miniature tree here. And it also adds to the theme of the waterfall that trickles into a river down there. I'll show that a little more when I get to it. So let's try just like over here, land there. This guy I'll try to use to see if I can hit it over there. Oh, that looks not terrible. So before I forget about it, let's head to the stone sword option. That's over here. This one, honestly, is a kind of a tough situation. Like, you could probably go that way, or if you went lighter on the hit, maybe, but, you know, you're gonna lose speed, or you can just fall down. So I'm gonna try to go across here with, like, a lighter hit, and then... There we go. If we could bounce it. I think something on that platform I made more recently is making it less likely to stay. There we go. Actually had a good shot finally. Also, that guy should not be staying there. We'll fix that. And like I was saying with the waterfalls here, this is actually the water from the previous hole. You can kind of see it there. And it flows straight down here, and it was perfect to kind of like split off and become this river here. And I'd like to think that like all the green plants and vegetation's like falling off into this water, and then it was brought down here and started growing where there's more warmth because of the lava. This section also has the waterfall. This area I didn't really touch. I could definitely put something over there. And now we're down to here. I kind of have two in two different places here. Once you get to this point on the lower level, you're kind of stuck to use this bounce pad because this section's higher up. I don't know if that's the best decision with this big open area, because like I have this open, but there's nothing you can do with it. I guess it's just there to make it harder. So I'll just, okay, hit that guy off, sure. And also with this bounce pad placement, it's on the edge here, so I don't know. Let me know what you think. It kind of feels like you have to be against this edge to even use it. Like from this angle, it wouldn't make it. So I don't know if I should move that towards the center more, be more interesting that way. And then I'll just use the netherite one and almost get there. I think I gotta move that thing. I don't know if you saw in the time lapse or not. I moved it right at the end, and I might move back because it seems to be getting in the way. I'll use this time to highlight what's down here. Right here, I have built pretty much like a minecart repair / like building station here. The idea is that like this is where we put the chests in the minecarts, and they're getting ready to be shipped off, and we have like minecarts stored up. This little cool workshop area, and then of course we can head across. Down here it's just kind of like a little, I guess the idea is that they're like filtering it, or maybe they're extracting resource from it. And we have like the different storages, and like this is the area that they're enacting. I should probably try to connect that to that section. That'd be a cool idea. And we also have some more gold down there. As we go up and closer to this section, there's another closed off mine. One interesting thing about this entire cavern is it looked a lot worse at the beginning of the timeline. I've spent twice the amount of time on this hole, and probably even more than twice, than I did on the last hole. And that was simply because I had to make all of this space. The cave was not this big. And I literally took a modified creeper egg with like a huge explosion radius, just mined up this whole area, and then I had to repair it to make it look like a Minecraft cave. Like there was a bunch of holes everywhere, and it kind of looked bad. Like you can even tell from some of the remnants, and I literally just had to fill in some space and remove some to make it blend in more. So then, once you make it across here, it is just as simple as make it over here and make it to the hole. This one got pretty close. And there's not much over here because I'm saving this for, you guessed it, the next 3 holes. So that's where this goes on. No idea what I want to do for this next one, but that's for me to figure out. in the next video. I hope you enjoyed watching this one. I hope you enjoyed what I've built. If you have any suggestions or feedback, leave it in the comments. I'm interested to hear what you think. Having a really fun time with this project. I think I definitely went further in this episode than I did last one. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to know when I upload more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.